Welcome into Tiger Talks Wrestling. I am your host, Tony. I am joined today by my co-host, Mr. Awesome, and our very special guest. Welcome into Tiger Talks Wrestling. And of course, your host, Tony. I'm supposed to be originally joined by two different people today. One of them had something come up. He wasn't able to make it in. The other one's just late as usual because that's how Kevin rolls. But anyway, we are here today for our Payback 2023 prediction show. With Payback, of course, being tonight live in just under 2 hours at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Peacock here, WWE Network, everywhere else. And I'm going to jump right in and let's talk about what was first announced last night, as we have a host for Payback in the form of the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion John Cena. Later, the C Nation will be hosting Payback tonight. It'll be interesting to see because it's his very first time hosting a show in WWE. So we'll see what that brings. A lot of times when you have a host for a show like this, something happens. Maybe he'll make a match or matches. Maybe he'll be in a match. Who knows? But we'll see what goes down with the C Nation leader tonight. I do know there was some news in wrestling today. I'll get into that at the end here, but this is about Payback, so that's what we're here to talk about at the moment. For anybody who is watching at any time, you can leave your comments, predictions in the comment section, or you can talk about CM Punk, since he is the main thing that we'll be talking about later, or whatever else you want to at any point. Quite the eventful weekend it's going to be. Of course, tonight you got WWE Payback on WWE Network on Peacock. You also got AEW Collision tonight and AEW All Out tomorrow. I may or may not mention All Out stuff tonight. We'll see. I might do a prediction show for All Out tomorrow night as well, but we'll see. All right. Now let's jump in to the action for tonight's show, Payback. Once technology cooperates, there we go. Here's the first match to mention. So this is a match that is several months in the making. Dates back to before WrestleMania, really, as these two women were, of course, part of the winning team in a 6-woman tag match against Damage Control at WrestleMania, where Dakota Kai unfortunately got a severe injury. But it was Becky, Trish, and Lita who successfully defeated Damage Control at WrestleMania. Then a couple nights later, on Monday Night Raw, Lita goes down with an injury. Trish takes her place to step up as one half of the tag team champions with Becky, and ultimately Trish loses the match as they lose the tag titles, and then Trish turned on Becky. And they had a match where Zoe Stark debuted and cost Becky Lynch the match to Trish Stratus. They've had a couple other matches since then, including the Street Fight or whatever it was last week, a couple weeks ago, that Zoe ended up getting involved in after they got double count out. So anyway, we get a steel cage match, and this is one thing that Trish Stratus had said that she wanted to do that she never got the opportunity to do when she was an active competitor. So I'm sure she was more than happy to have this match put out there. You don't see too many women's steel cage matches, but this one I could see potentially starting the show since it's inside the steel cage. And a lot of times, either the steel cage match will start or end a show. Occasionally, they'll put it in the middle, but not very often. But it seems to me like, I mean, I know this past Monday night on Raw, Becky got the better of Zoe and Trish when she beat Trish's protege, Zoe Stark, in that Falls Count Anywhere match. Who we got? You know the deal. Yeah, you got a point. Kind of like having no bloodline on the show. Storyline is dragging, in my opinion. Hope they continue to tribute Bray and Terry Funk tonight. I'm sure they will continue in some way, shape, or form to tribute Bray and Terry Funk. I know they didn't do too much last night on SmackDown, but they probably will. But yeah, I have a feeling you'll see some of the bloodline potentially on the show tonight, but who knows? There's rumors that Jey Uso could be in the arena or the area. Also heard rumors that the Great Muta is in Philly. So they're in Pittsburgh. I mean, so who knows what could happen there. But going back into this match, you got two of the greatest of all time, female-wise, in my opinion. I'll go out on the record on that. If you didn't know, I've always been a huge Trish Stratus fan, and I am a big time Bex fan. But I feel like this get the win, big win here over Trish Stratus, and move on past this, maybe into a women's title rivalry with Rhea, maybe something else. Who knows? But we will see what happens as Becky Lynch goes one-on-one with Trish Stratus inside a steel cage. Again, it's Trish's first time inside a steel cage, so it'll be interesting to see what she brings to the table. All right. Moving along. And if you guys want to put predictions in the comment section too, I'll post them up here too. And that matches what I got next. The next match on the docket, we got Austin Theory one-on-one with Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. This, of course, goes back a couple of weeks now. Goes all the way back really about a month or so ago when Austin Theory first got beat by Santos Escobar after Theory had jumped Rey in the qualifying matches to determine the one contender for the U.S. Championship. Of course, Theory would then attack Santos Escobar and take Escobar out of the match. Rey would get the blessing from Santos Escobar to take the match in its place, and Rey Mysterio would go on to become a 3-time United States champion. Which all leads to this. Of course, you get the Grayson Waller involvement as well. Last night, Grayson and Theory were able to beat Rey and Santos when Grayson pinned Santos Escobar after re-injuring his injured leg, injured knee. With all that said, though, this is one-on-one. This is Rey and Theory. Grayson's got other things that we'll get into in a little bit going on tonight. But I feel like Austin Theory needs to prove something here, like Michael Cole was saying on SmackDown last night. However, I don't see Austin Theory walking out of this match as a 3-time U.S. champion. I believe Rey Mysterio will retain the title because he's only been the champion for a little, 2 weeks maybe. So I got Rey Mysterio retaining the U.S. title over Austin Theory here. I'm sure we'll get a good showing out of Theory, though. I'm a big fan of Austin Theory for anybody who didn't know. But we'll see where things move on for both of them from there. Moving right along. Yes, you know the deal. Says Feel Rey needs to retain. Would love to see Rey versus Dom at some point, belt versus belt. Yeah, that would be interesting to see the North American champion versus U.S. champion, title for title. They've done it in the past. They can do it again. All right. The next match on the docket, you got Judgment Day's Damian Priest and Finn Balor, who haven't exactly seen eye to eye recently, going up against the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. With the little caveat put in there by Rhea Ripley this past Monday night, shall Finn and Priest not walk out of Payback tonight as the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, then there was going to be some changes in the Judgment Day. Of course, we've seen JD McDonough getting involved. Priest, you can't forget, is, of course, Mr. Money in the Bank. This being Steel City Street Fight, you can see Dominic and you can see Rhea getting involved. Not sure Rhea will get too much involved, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Dominic get involved. When it's all said and done, though, the dust settles, smoke clears, if you will, I don't see Finn Balor and Damian Priest walking out as the champions. There's rumblings of potentially having Damian Priest get exiled from or leave the Judgment Day and possibly having a face turn. I believe that's probably what's going to end up happening. Sami and KO retain here because I just feel like they've been the tag team champs since WrestleMania, yes, but there's so much more they could do as champions than what they have done thus far in their reign. I just feel like it'd be a bit premature to take the tag team titles off of KO and Sami, especially when Finn and Priest have been having their issues. I think that's what's going to mainly play into it. Something's going to go wrong between Finn and Damian Priest, and Kevin and Sami will capitalize and take the win. I shouldn't be deleting these because then I won't remember what order I had them in. All right. If Kevin ever joins in, because I sent him the link about half an hour ago or so, then I'll get his predictions too. But as again, he's notorious, fashionably late, if you will, but notoriously late as usual. Get to those later. Then you got it's not a match, but the segment here, you got the Grayson Waller effect with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, being his guest tonight at Payback. Grayson Waller with the Waller rub, if you will, as he puts it, getting yet another big guest. I mean, he's had John Cena on the show. He's had Ray and Santos. He's had Damage Control, Edge. The list goes on and on. His first win on SmackDown last night, so I'm sure he'll be bragging about that victory tonight at Payback. Which, rightfully so. I mean, he did pin Santos Escobar. He did. I could easily see this Grayson Waller effect turning into a match made between these two men. Grayson claims that Cody has a big announcement. I'm not sure what that announcement is, or if there is actually a big announcement to come from this, but I could see a match made out of this, whether it be one-on-one or a tag team match, maybe eventually made for a different night. But I would be interested in seeing if it does lead towards a match that is rumored to potentially take place over the next couple months, and that is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Whether or not that'll happen, who knows? It's just a rumor, but that would be an interesting match to have. Really see John hopefully pass the torch over to Cody if that match were to happen. That's my opinion anyway. It'll be nice to see Grayson Waller get another chance to flap his gums, if you will, have a little spotlight on a big event like WWE Payback tonight. And you got a interbrand match, if you will. You got Raw versus SmackDown here for the next match. As we've got the megastar, LA Knight, going up against The Miz, the A-lister. The build to this match has been really good in my thoughts. One of the best built feuds, rivalries, if you will, for this event Not to take anything away from a couple others, but it's just been nice to see these two have a little rivalry put out there, not just not just be pushed off to the side, if you will. Nice to see LA Knight getting some traction, getting some premium live event exposure. I mean, we've seen him, of course, at the Royal Rumble this year. We've seen him at Money in the Bank SummerSlam in Money in the Bank. Winning the SummerSlam Battle Royal. Of course, this whole rivalry started there in that Battle Royal. Miz impersonating LA Knight like Miz does so well. He's done it to so many others in the past as well. Cena, Rock, etc. But when it's all said and done, there's only one man that can walk out of this match with the victory and should walk out with the victory. The megastar, LA Knight, just needs to keep the trajectory going up, 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 and eventually get his first singles title victory, rather, winning some gold. And Miz, well, he doesn't hurt him none to lose here again. So Miz is best at losing and dropping feuds to other stars lately, it seems like. But we'll see what happens. Stranger things could happen. Miz could walk out the victor, but I don't feel like he's going to. I feel like this is LA Knight's time. LA Knight is the one that should walk out the winner. Keep moving forward as the Yeah movement continues. Yeah. I know I'm cruising right through these, so I might get into the all-out predictions as well tonight. We'll see. What happens when you don't get nobody in with you? I told him multiple times earlier today what time I was starting. So, snooze, you lose. All right. And you got the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. We got Raquel Rodriguez going up against the Eradicator of the Judgment Day, Rhea Bloody Ripley, for the Women's World title. This match should be a really good match between these two. They had good chemistry in NXT, and that's one thing you gotta remember. It was Raquel, who beat Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title. So it's not improbable or impossible to believe that Raquel could walk out as the new Women's World Champion. However, she's looked really good the last couple of weeks in the build up to this match, and I just don't feel like this is the time nor the place to take that title off of Rhea Ripley. Rhea deserves a lengthy title reign. I know there's some people who are already tired of it because she's not getting too many credible challengers, if you will. WWE just needs to build up challengers better. Plain and simple, to the point. But Raquel and Rhea should put on a very good match here. Should get a lot of time. When it's all finished, though, I see the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, walking out still your Women's World Champion. And then, of course, you have the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. First time since the World Heavyweight title's been reintroduced that this will main event a show, a premium live event, but rightfully deserved, and they should have had it before now, honestly, but it didn't. But this match is definitely deserving of the main event. That's, in my opinion, 100% the truth. You got Shinsuke Nakamura, the King of Strong Style, going up against Seth freaking Rollins. Everybody loves to sing his song, of course. In peril tonight. I could see Shin walking out as a new world champion, but I really don't think that's going to happen. if that title changes hands tonight, I feel like it'll be from a cash in from Damian Priest. It's like, I know Seth has those back injuries, but I still think it's almost too young into his title reign to have Seth Rollins lose the title here. Yes, it's going to be a great match. It might end up being match of the night, which might be hard for him to do that when this is the main event. But I could easily see Seth and Shin putting on a banger, if you will. And at the end of it, I think we'll all be singing his song. I think Seth Rollins walks out of Payback still your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Again, if not, I don't think it's going to be Shin that takes the title. I think it'd be Priest. But we will see what happens with that. I wouldn't be surprised to see potentially an Uso or somebody like that come out there. I mean, Jimmy Uso might get involved with John Cena at some point in time, with Cena hosting Payback tonight after their little interaction last night and getting an AA. If that does happen, I mean, AJ Styles might get involved too. Solo might as well. Who knows? Like, just because they're not on the card currently doesn't mean we won't see the bloodline. That's all I'm saying. Wouldn't be surprised. Since I'm here, since this is so short at the moment, nobody else showed up, the other person that was supposed to, I might as well bring up what happened just an hour or so ago. I'm going to give my thoughts on it while I got you guys here. Once I can get it to come up here. Huge news out of AEW, especially with where they're at this weekend. Yeah, I'll see if I can get it here. Technology always moves slow when you want it to move fast, of course. But after the events at All in London last week, I mean, on the pre-show, the buy-in, if you will, Jack Perry mentioning how it was using real glass, which we know was an issue from CM Punk, had mentioned to Perry before that he shouldn't be using real glass. And it was a jab at Punk, and they got into apparently a little bit of a fight backstage. Punk was going to quit, but he decided to go on with his match with Joe on the main card at All In. Had the match. Well, after reviewing that and chats with other people, Tony Khan made a huge announcement today, which some people are saying Tony Khan made the right call, a tough one, but the right one. Other people saying it's the worst thing for AEW to have happen. So many different opinions out there. Which isn't surprising. Whoops. I'm going to jump into that here in a minute when I can get it to pop up when I wanted. 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Not that it matters too much. There's only like 1 or 2 people watching the show at the moment. But of course, what I'm trying to do is being slow. So, the suspense might kill you, but I'll get to it eventually. I know I was very shocked to see the news. I never thought, after what happened for All Out last year, that Tony Khan would make this decision. I mean, Collision is technically a show based around CM Punk. So I think that's what really shocks so many people, including myself, I want to show the full press release that was put out there. I don't want to do. I don't know if he posted it on his or not. Of course, it's always slow when I'm trying to get something doing. Too, but hasn't happened yet. So I know certain people like to ask me about it. Wow, it's being really slow. Yeah, I expect that Payback to be a fun show tonight. I won't be watching Collision. I won't be seeing All Out live tomorrow night. Probably. I mean, if I do, I won't be paying to watch it. But their show, their build up for that show hasn't been worth it after All In last week. It's starting to load. We'll see if I can get it to pop up here. I don't know how well you guys read that, but I will read what it says. All Elite Wrestling, AEW has terminated the wrestler and employment in Brooks, aka CM Punk, in AEW with cause, effective immediately. Termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, the CEO, general manager, and head of AEW. Termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All In London last Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel for making a unanimous recommendation to Tony Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement, quote, Bill played an important role within AEW and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week, our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world, end quote. So after 2 years, we do have the end of CM Punk in All Elite Wrestling. I mean, after hearing the stories of All In from last year and hearing what's happened since then, I'm kind of not surprised. Kind of an inmates running the asylum is what it feels like at times here. I feel like something like this wouldn't happen in WWE. Punk was there, honestly. I don't know. We need all the information, I feel like, from what exactly all happened before we dig too far into the firing of CM Punk from AEW. He was their top seller, merchandise seller, so that might hurt them in some ways. But we will see what happens in the next months and years for AEW. Interesting that Punk's final match in AEW was against Samoa Joe, who he's had a long-standing rivalry with. Of course, it looked like we were going to get CM Punk and Ricky Starks. It looked like we were going to get Punk and MJF somewhere stuff happened. But I believe I'm going to anybody really talking in chats or nothing, I'm going to make this a rather short video tonight. Yeah, I just wanted to mention CM Punk. I don't care too much about All Out tomorrow, but I may or may not do an All Out prediction show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I haven't decided yet. Depends on what I'm doing tomorrow after I get out of work at 6. If I don't get one in, that's okay too. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Payback brings us tonight, see what John Cena has in store as a host. Expecting great things, a good show. And then from there, I do know this next week I'm planning on doing probably this next Friday, either Thursday. Well, I might do Thursday night. Plan on doing a review show of VTW Vindication episode 1. I do have to get in contact with Tyler Aiken first because I need a couple things from him before I do that. But that is my plan, either Thursday or Friday night. More than likely Thursday night, 7, 8 o'clock is my plan on being online for that. Other than that, the next time WWE, whoops, I want to Google. Next time I'll have a prediction show would probably be for NXT No Mercy, which takes place at the end of this month. Honestly, I don't care if I even go to see Collision when they come to Grand Rapids. Now that I know it's CM Punk's not going to be part of it. Anyhow, sorry, I just had to look up to make sure I remembered everything correctly here. They got, of course, WWE Superstar Spectacle in India in a week on September 8th, a little under a week now. John Cena will team up with Seth Rollins to go up against Indus Sher. I'm sure Cena and Seth will probably win because I can't see them losing. But yeah, NXT No Mercy is September 30th. Saturday, September 30th. I might do a prediction show like that day or the day before. The next WWE Premium Live event, otherwise, is Fastlane, October 7th. So for WWE's main roster-wise, I'll probably be back on the air like October 5th. I know I've got that day off. October 6th, one of those 2 days, somewhere in there probably. I don't think I'll do it the same day, but you never know. Things could happen. Then they got Crown Jewel, more than likely November 4th. That hasn't been confirmed yet. So we'll do a prediction show around then. And, of course, you got Survivor Series November 25th from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Rosemont, Illinois. We'll do a prediction show around then as well. I believe I heard rumblings that AEW might do another premium or pay-per-view at some point this year. But we will see what happens there. I might or might not do a prediction show for it. But nonetheless, that's my plans going forward. And yeah, make sure to follow the Buzzards. We're going to miss Bray Wyatt. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy WWE Payback tonight. Enjoy whatever you're watching, whether you watch that or Collision tonight. Enjoy All Out tomorrow if you watch it. Just enjoy it.